Welcome to week 4 of the Healing Happy Detox. How are you guys doing? We just really focused on cleansing out the kidneys last week. Now it's time to move on to the liver. So, as we move on to the liver, we're going to really be focusing on, excuse me, deep feelings of anger and resentment. Anger is such a great gift. It is allowing us to move a lot of energy quickly as long as we're using it in the right way. So, think about anger as if I asked you to move a mountain and gave you a shovel and wheelbarrow. It would be really hard to move all of that mountain if you were just using a shovel and wheelbarrow. But if I gave you a lot of dynamite and a tractor and allowed you to blow it all up and move it out quickly, wouldn't it be so much better? So anger wants to be moved. And so movement with anger is really helpful. Jump on a mini trampoline, do some boxing in the air, punch a pillow, do whatever you need to do. Go for a walk to help move anger. So it can be so helpful for you as you really get into those feelings, but also that you're moving it. So hold your heart, identify this is anger. I'm feeling angry. If you tend to yell at your kids more, your spouse more, really say, I am feeling angry. If I'm feeling angry, what do I need to do? I don't need to yell. I don't need to use this energy to hurt and not move a lot of energy that's helpful. I can go in and go deep and say, ooh, what is really bothering me? What am I feeling angry about in myself? And do some movement while you're doing it, and you'll really have things come up that are amazing. Why do I want to yell at my kids? What is making me feel anger? Is it my kids or is it something inside of me? It's going to be something inside of you. And when that comes up and you can identify that, then you'll find a great amount of healing. So, the liver is an amazing organ. It's one of my very favorite organs. It is massive and it's a great detoxifying organ of the body. It also replenishes every 6 weeks. So as you go through the 6-week juice cleanse, do you know at the end of it, you're going to have a brand new liver? Isn't that so amazing? I love to think about that, especially because the liver is such a powerhouse for helping us heal, to fight off toxins, to keep us um, having a strong immune system, all the things. We can have a brand new liver as we're done with this. I think that's amazing. I also love to think about how the liver circulates all of your blood every 4 minutes. The blood is the life force energy of our body. If that is going through our liver and our liver is good and we're cleansing our blood, guess how much energy you're going to have? Guess how amazing you're going to feel? Your blood cells are going to be renewed. They're going to be full of iron and oxygen. So you're going to be breathing better. You're going to be repairing better. Your immune system is going to be up. All these things are going to be so helpful for you and starting the rest of your life in a healthier, happier way. Um, the liver is also great for cleaning out toxins, like I said, out of the blood. It gets rid of old blood cells, so it's constantly recirculating the blood and getting rid of the old parts and helping it as it circulates the new stuff. It makes bile, a fluid that helps the body digest and break down food. If you don't have a gallbladder to store the bile in, you're still able to do this detox. It's going to be just fine. It can change up a little bit. I know some of you, as you started, worry about eating a lot of the raw foods, but it's just because you don't have the bile being released as needed. It's just like more in a constant drip. So it's still going to be fine. You still have what you need. It's just going to be responding a little differently. So reach out to me if you have questions around that. It's going to help your blood clot better, regulate the amount of blood in your body. One thing that is so interesting as our blood thickens as we're going in winter, which is why we crave more of the heavy foods. As summer comes, our blood is going to thin, and the liver is going to help your body do that. We crave more of the fruits and the raw vegetables and things that help our blood to be thin. If we have thin blood and we're out on a hot day in the middle of summer, we're not going to be sweating or feeling miserable and uncomfortable. It's that when you have really thick blood and your body's holding on to heat and you're not sweating in a healthy way, you're just sweating to cool down, you're going to be miserable. So it really helps you acclimate to the climate that you're in to have a healthy blood liver. It also stores glycogen, which is an energy source, and vitamins to be used in the body as needed. So you're going to have more energy when you need to go do a sprint. You just the stored up energy is going to be there all the time. I had one of the girls in my detox say that she flips houses and has to do a lot of work with cleaning. And as she had finished the detox, I asked her how she was doing, and she's like, "I did a whole day's work." With the detox, I mean, with the flipping of the house that would have normally, like, put me in bed and just made me sore and achy, um, with doing that much work, and she said the next morning she woke up with so much energy and not feeling at all like she had done all of that work. Our body just renews and regenerates so much better, and we have energy as we clean things out. Um, so the liver, as you think about moving the energy, like just small little things like wiggle your shoulders, like move your head, do some EFT tapping. I taught you how to do that in the last video. Visualize the anger being washed down with the water as you do the shower routine, and learning to control your anger. You can't control your anger if you just tell yourself not to be angry. You control yourself from feeling anger by identifying what it is, what's coming up, what's making you feel that. I promise you, it's never going to be your kids. They're not going to make you angry. You're feeling anger around your kids because you have different patterns inside of you, inside of your thoughts and your heart and your experiences that are causing you to feel anger. So dive into what it is. And as you recognize it, you give it a voice, you allow it to be part of you, then you can clear it and release it. I love to do this with coaching. It is so helpful to really dive into anger and what's coming up. But if you're doing this on your own, you can reach out to a friend or support system and talk it through, because using the energy in your words can be really helpful. But really dive into what anger is. So as we go into level one, for the week, there's going to be the two different levels still. We'll be drinking apple juice for 5 days. Make sure it's unfiltered apple juice. I really prefer getting it from the health food store, having it organic. But if not, you can still do this cleanse. But the difference from this versus 3-day juice cleanse, we're not going to be cleansing deeply the bowels with the prune juice. We're just going to be replacing the fluids in our body with the apple juice. Apple juice is great for cleansing the liver. So we're going to wake up and drink lemon water. Lemon's also really great for cleansing out the liver. So try to make this the night before if at all possible. It's going to really help restructure the water and make it really healing so your body doesn't have to work. This restructured water, H3O2, is very helpful for healing. So to really do this the night before. It needs to sit for at least 8 hours before you drink it so it can have the most benefits for you. I like to mix it with 1 lemon and 2 limes with a pinch of sea salt to really help it restructure. You can do it with just lemons, you can do it with just limes, but I like the combination myself. And then after you drink that, make sure you wait like 15, 30 minutes, whatever feels good. Then you're going to get a cup of your apple juice and mix it in with a tablespoon of bentonite clay. Your bentonite clay will come in your detox kit, so I have that for you. If you didn't get the detox kit and you need to go to the health food store, it can be called bentonite clay. Some brands like Redmond makes it, and it's called Redmond clay. But it is just its own substance. Most of it is food grade, but make sure if it's not, some people use it for detoxing outside the body, but make sure it's just a high grade of clay. And that's going to help bring in the toxins. Clay is absorbent, so it's going to bring in some of the toxins and help flush them out. And then you'll follow this up with a gallon of apple juice and half a gallon of water throughout the day. You're welcome to eat organic apples if you're extra hungry, but focus on just sticking with the one food for the entire 5 days. Level 2 will be very similar. You'll be doing the apple juice for 6 days, so doing the whole week. And level five level 1, if you're doing it for 5 days, you're going to be able to eat the raw vegetables and stuff on the 6th day. Highly recommend you try doing level 2 for this week, though. It's just one more day and then a day of fasting. It's going to be really helpful to give you that whole week of just cleansing and nourishing your body. So you're going to be taking the supplements also through the week for both levels. And if you feel nauseated after eating them, specifically the lower bowel formula, you're going to want to eat an apple with it or as you're taking or right after you take the supplements. So you're also welcome to do this with blended apples into applesauce. So just whatever you're doing, you can focus on the juice or the applesauce or eating the whole apple. So you kind of have three options if that helps make you feel more satiated. You can do any one of those options. So you're going to drink a gallon of the juice each day. You're going to start with the lemon water, but with level 2, you're going to do the lemon water throughout the whole day. So I would just make up a half a gallon of this water the night before. I love to use filtered water. My filter is called a Berkey because I'm renting. It's just something I can sit on my counter. Berkey often has sales or sign up for their newsletter and they'll send out some deals, but it's a really great filter. I love to just use the filtered water, put in all of the limes and lemons and the sea salt, let it sit overnight, and then just drink that throughout the rest of the day. You can also add apple cider vinegar to your juice this week. I would try to take it around 3 tablespoons a day. So just add a tablespoon to a couple of your cups of juice morning, evening, and night, and allow that to also help your liver cleanse. Apple cider vinegar is acidic, so make sure you kind of rub your teeth after you drink it so it doesn't like sit on your teeth. And allow that to help alkalinize your system. It is acidic, but can help really flush things out so that you can come in and alkalinize better. Level 2 also has the option to do a castor oil pack. You just get a flannel cloth if you've never done this before. You can also buy them in a kit, or I can help you get them if needed, or send you links to what will be the most the word is gone. The kits that I like the most. But this kit is so cool because you can keep this flannel cloth forever. I like to just keep it my cloth in a bag and just let it stay soaked. It's not something I wash very often. But so I'll just soak this flannel cloth I have in like a cup of castor oil. So it kind of has a oily base, but it's not dripping. I put that pack on my liver, and then I like to put a cloth or something in between and then put a heat pack on and let that sit on my liver while I'm reading a book or watching a show in the evenings. And it just can be really relaxing. If you want to take it to the next level, put your feet in Epsom salts while you're doing it and just let it pull those toxins through your feet. Um, if you already have a castor oil pack and you're doing this uh, cloth, cloth that's covered in castor oil. Oh my goodness, you guys. If you've already done it, then all you do is just add a little bit more castor oil each time you are doing this. So I like to do about 1/4 of a cup more of oil as I repeat the process. But like I said, don't wash the initial castor oil out of the cloth. Just let it sit in there. So you can also add essential oils to the salt bath or to the castor oil that you have on you. I like to use lavender and eucalyptus. So um, remember, and this is huge, remember this detox is going to bring up feelings of anger and resentment. You may be more irritable to your kids, to your husband, to yourself. Just little things might irritate you more. If they do, remember to have a plan. What are you going to do when you feel angry? Let's say your kids are freaking out and they've made a huge mess and you walk out and you just don't have anything left in you. Be prepared with different tools you can use to deal with it, especially around children and your spouse, because they tend to be safer people. We can allow big feelings to be released onto, but that is not healthy. That is not a great way to deal with anger. So I recommend learning to hold your hand on your heart and take a breath and let that go. One of the breathing techniques that I like, and I'm going to go into breathing in week 6, I think, is box breathing. Breathe in for 4 counts, breathe out for 4 counts, in for 4 counts, out for 4 counts. So it's like this box. And then just follow that pattern. Following a pattern can really help as you check in. Another thing I like to do is as I visualize the air coming in, I see it expanding my throat, and then I see it expanding my chest, expanding my diaphragm, and then my stomach. We want to really be breathing with our bellies. We're made to be breathing with our bellies. So, as you breathe in this oxygen, fill your belly with air, push it out, and then do that really slowly. Just breathe in really slowly and fill up every part of that your body systematically, almost like a balloon filling up. And then as you release it, really squeeze your belly, push it all the way back to your spinal cord. Push out that air and then watch it all release through your throat. As I do that, it can be so calming and so healing. And it's also great for teaching you how to breathe in the correct way and rebuild your abs. So that's a great way to start breathing. I hope that as you dive into this week, the feelings of anger that come up can be healthy for you, that you don't have to struggle with hurting people or hurting yourself more. Um, be prepared with the breath. Use the essential oils. I have an anxiety roller that I will roll on under my nose and the side of my head. I'll breathe that in deeply. If you don't have my roller, use things like eucalyptus and ginger, something a little bit hot. Lavender can be really soothing. So breathe it in. Give yourself some affirmations. I have my affirmation cards that you can read or do, or just say something to yourself like, even though this is hard, I love and trust that I can release it in healthy ways. So have something in your head that way that you are prepared to deal with it in a good way. So I hope this is a week of just letting it all go, detoxing it, really coming into resentment and anger. If you feel like this is not your anger to hold and carry, maybe it's ancestral stuff, maybe it's thoughts and patterns that you've been carrying that just really don't make sense. Allow that to to be part of you and to understand it, but then to let it go and to replace it with something better. So remember, everything that we release from our energy, we need to replace. So instead of feeling angry, replace it with something like, I am confident that I am able to handle difficult situations with a clear and calm head. So replace it with better energy that you can start adapting. Um, but like always, if you have questions, reach out in our group and let us help and support you and be there for you through all of this really big cleansing. I hope this helps, and I will see you for week 5. Bye, you guys.